Here is a video literally no one asked for, my wish list for Forza Horizon 5. Now, the reason I'm doing this is because I think it would be next week E3 would have been happening, which was like probably Monday till Wednesday or Thursday. In fact, 2 years ago around this time, Forza Horizon 4 was going to be announced. So we may or may not be seeing a new Forza Horizon game this year, but next year we should be, and this year might be Motorsport, I would say. Just because last year they didn't release a new Forza Motorsport game, we should be seeing one this year or whenever the next gen Xbox comes out. I'll put timestamps in the description so you can check them out. I'm going to be going on topics will be quality of life, little details and features, customization, and the map, and then other points and some things that I want to see continued. Let's start off with louder audio. So this is something that I've noticed, and hopefully others have as well, but there's like a decrease in audio from Forza Horizon 3 and Forza Horizon 4, and I'll actually show you a clip right now of what I'm talking about. Not only is it quieter from your own car, but other players' cars are actually quieter than what they should be. And like, no, this isn't a headset issue or some sort of in-game issue of my own game, but this is just something that I feel like they should improve on in the future. An example would be the M4 GTS. I don't know why this car is stupid loud compared to any other car. It's even louder than your own car. And play another clip right now what I'm talking about. So by this I mean is that if there's a city, I feel like it should feel more like a dense city and in a dense area with multiple cars, but not too much cars to the point where it's just undrivable and like pedestrians are blocking the whole road. Out in the country lands and like open farm area, it should be less of a population of cars, which is basically how it is in the current state of the Forza games. And in addition to controlling your car, would actually make it feel like your car. So some things like the aero wing control, turn your car on and off, and control the roof in convertibles, raise lower windows, and turn signals. So I'll start off with aero wing control. So I feel like this should be able to raise or lower your wing at any point. I'll show you a clip right now of like a McLaren Senna. So when the car turns on, the aero wing in the back actually adjusts, so it like configures where the perfect position should be. So turning it on and off your car, I feel like this would be pretty sick to hear. Love to hear my 6.2 liter V8 from my C63 Black Series just cold start up and grumble after waking up. That'd be so good. And a game like Need for Speed Most Wanted 2012 had this. This is from 2012. A game from 2012 had this feature. I don't see why a game from in 2020 or 2021, whatever it will release, doesn't have this feature. And controlling the roof of your convertible car and raising lower windows, all that stuff, These are just more features to feel like it is actually your car and you can control it. So probably like up on the D-pad or left on the D-pad, something like that. And I feel like that's like a perfect thing for Forza Horizon 5 because a lot of players have been actually asking for this for quite a while, especially turn signals. And Playground Games, their main goal is to listen to the community, and I feel like this is something that I'd see. I wouldn't be surprised if it goes into Forza Horizon 5. So the first thing is full wheel rotation. So in the current Forza games, I'm pretty sure all Forza games, even Motorsport, the wheel rotation is about halfway, which is like 180 degrees, but that's a fixed wheel rotation, and I feel like it should be like 360 or 900 even. It doesn't seem realistic. I feel like just 360 or 900 degree wheel rotation suit the game better. That's something really small as well, so it's not a big issue. And even seeing your player turn the wheel from the outside as well, I feel like that'd be cool. First person and third person, I'd like to see. Realistic exhaust tuning. Now we've seen this from Need for Speed Heat, and I feel like this would be a great feature to implement with the tuning aspect of Forza, and this would tie into my next point, which is realistic flames. So far, after every release of a Forza game, we've seen the improvement of change flames, but I feel like it's more so the change than improvement. In Forza Horizon 2, it had the best flames out of any Horizon game, had great backfire, and it was like, it's not too quick, but it's not too slow. And also not overboard. Ever since Forza Horizon 3, I feel like they were too slow, but that's why I feel there should be at least 3 different flame types for cars. So first one would be slow with a thump noise, fast with a pop/bang noise, and the current type of flames, which is like in the middle, in between. Anti-lag would be something also really cool, and I feel like Forza Horizon would feel so much more realistic, and a small detail like that can actually make players feel like a better experience involved into the game. And this ties into my previous point with the fast with a pop/bang noise of flames. And this would bring like something like two-step or anti-lag competitions to car meets, or this. I don't think I need to say anything about this point, even though I don't have an RTX card, but now this idea, I actually haven't heard anyone say this, and this would be so cool, and I feel like a lot of people will learn a lot of things about cars and dynos and all things like that. At the Horizon Festival, I feel like it's too bland, so this would actually make it feel more lively and actually like a reason to go there, because right now Horizon Festival has no purpose. If you have a house, you can do everything at the Horizon Festival. So maybe something specifically at the Horizon Festival you can only do there that you can't do anywhere else, like a dyno. Imagine this, you're testing your car, you're doing a pull, then the monitor shows all the stats like the torque, horsepower, PSI, something similar to like the telemetry when you press, I think it's the back button or something. Also, it'd be cool to see like if you can invite your friends so they could watch, do nice pulls, see like backfire after you do a pull and all that stuff. Now obviously you can see all this in the pause menu when you see all your stats of your car. But like I said before, it would be an awesome addition to make the game feel more like immersive, I guess. So if anyone remembered, in Forza Horizon 2, there was a car meets feature throughout the map you can go to, and then you can see other like AI's cars or even other players' cars if they were there. So like your friends could show up, other players could show up, and you could see like a setup as in a car meet. I don't understand why this wasn't brought into Forza Horizon 4. That was such a good addition, so I don't understand what happened to it. And I feel like Forza Horizon 5 needs something to improve car meets, because I'm on PC and trying to invite people from your lobby doesn't really work out that well. Especially if you want a specific theme of your car meet, like all muscle cars or something. People are going to show up in their 599XX, people are going to come in their muscle, and it's just pretty annoying just trying to do a specific theme it would just make everything more organized, I guess. I don't like joining through Xbox groups because it's so annoying, and people are gonna ask if you want to join a voice chat or do this and all that kind of stuff, and I just don't like it. It's really glitchy as well. I'd also like to see if you'd be able to walk around in the car meet as well, like in the festival or wherever it is, so you can actually feel like you can get up, move around, look at a car in a specific angle or something, and I feel like that'd be cool and more immersive. That's kind of similar to like how the Forza Vista is. Like, you can open up your car, rev the engine, learn the history of it, learn the stats of that person's car, all that kinds of stuff. That'd be so dope. So this is probably one of the most crucial points out of any of the points. Actually, maybe this idea of recycled car sounds became so controversial in the Forza community. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I mean that the Turn 10 and Playground games, they use the same car file for more cars that they implement into the game. So that's like all the 6.2 liter V8s in AMGs and the 4 liter V8s from AMGs. They're the exact same car file, and they're not the exact same engine, but they don't sound the same in real life, and they sound the exact same in Forza. So I feel like just having more unique sounds for each cars would be a little grateful. I feel like other games, they never had this, because this isn't actually just for Mercedes. This is like Bugattis, the Chiron and the Veyron. They sound the exact same, even though they are similar engines. They don't really sound the same. The Huracan and Gallardo and the Sesto Elemento, all the same V10 sound, even though it's similar but not similar, not the exact same, you know. And the last point for features would be global chat. I feel like this is something that would be so sick to have, and I feel like I need it more than I want, because like a global chat would be so much more useful than what we're stuck with right now, because you have more freedom to say stuff. I'm not saying go start swearing and stuff, but like with what we have right now, if I want to start a car meet, I can literally just type in who wants to start a car meet. So like what we're currently stuck with right now on PC at least, and actually kind of Xbox as well, you need to either add that person and then message them through the Xbox messaging app or whatever, or create a looking for group post and talk through the chat on there. Having limitations would be like spam detection or saying offensive curse words to control the global chat and other players saying or doing stupid stuff. But like how it is in the chat in Forza Horizon 4, maybe you can only see if the player's talking in the chat if they're near you. Even having this just to ask a player what their top speed would be another example of why this would be great, because spamming "is that a Supra" is not going to put up with it. So now we're on to customization, and Forza isn't really known for their customization. They're more for the realism, their graphics, open world scenery, well, at least Horizon at least. It actually isn't the best. Now they try to implement real licensed car parts and bumpers, wings, all that stuff for a couple of cars, but not all cars. And something we gotta condemn though is the upgrade heroes. There's a lot more cars to have more body kits and customization, but not only a few cars had licensed parts such as the Toyota Supra RZ. Some of these licenses included Bomex, June, Trial, and Abflug, Abflug. I don't know how to pronounce it. And this car is actually a perfect example of what we need more of. This car is half licensed parts and half Forza made parts. Now, I feel like this is something that Forza, the Forza community may criticize, but it's better than just same old single Forza bumper with a tow hook and increases the downforce for top speed or cornering. And this would actually for sure improve the lack of customization in Forza Horizon. Now, I don't expect Forza to be the same level as Need for Speed's customization. It's something probably the Forza community would actually appreciate and enjoy. Since while we're on the topic of customization, I like to add greater camber tuning. The current max for positive and negative camber is -5 degrees to 5 degrees. But I feel like up to maybe -10 degrees to 10 degrees would be better, because I don't know, it's more noticeable in more cars. 5 degrees, I guess you can notice it, but it's not actual stance. I want to stance my cars. And another option I'd like to see in tuning is lower ride height. So like the average of lower ride height is roughly 9 centimeters or 3.5 inches, up to 15 centimeters. It all depends on the front and the rear of your car. And I would like to see at least 5 centimeters or 2 inches. This would allow so many more options when it comes to slamming your car, and it can bring new ideas and new cars for doing such a slam build. Tire stickers it's another good point. And the classic Forza race tires comes with Forza logo on the sidewall, which do keep. I want to see that in the next Forza Horizon game, but I'd like to see more of a variety of more sidewall tire stickers from licensed tire companies such as Michelin, Falcon, Toyo Tires, and etc. It's maybe a little too similar to Need for Speed Heat, but a variety of more customization of tires would be amazing to see. And yeah, I would like to see more real tire companies work with Forza to create some sick tire compounds and implement it into their next game. Because look at Forza Horizon 3, they had the Hot Wheels tire compound with, it didn't really do much. I think it was a little bit better than race tires, but it just added a red stripe around the rim. And something like that we need more of. So I feel like that would be really cool. In the summer of 2018, when E3 was happening, we were all expecting the next Horizon game to be set in, well, you guessed it, Japan. But then we were all fooled. Because of this overwhelming response, I truly feel now is the time for a next Horizon game to be set in Japan, after all the players were wanting it in Forza Horizon 4. Japan has great tall mountains to cruise, curvy roads to drift on, and Asia, the only continent other than Africa that hasn't had a map featured in our Forza Horizon game. Even still, if it doesn't end up being set in Japan, which would be a major disappointment, I would love to see a German map. This would be so sick, driving your car on the Autobahn and trying to break records on Nürburgring. Now, Playground Games would need to get licenses in order to have this, and it would be very unlikely to happen, but you never know. Now, my third option for a Forza Horizon 5 map would be set back in North America, and more specifically, British Columbia in Canada. I may be thinking this is such a random place for Forza Horizon 5 map, but BC has the Rocky Mountains, Forest, and Victoria, which is an island off the coast of BC. It'd be sick driving, like using the ferry to cross the channels on main island and mainland. BC is like a place that fits perfectly for a Forza Horizon game. It has all the open land, all the elevation features, and it has big cities as well. The highway in Forza Horizon 4 is so trash compared to the previous Forza Horizon games. I feel like the peak was Forza Horizon 2, and then it gradually went downhill from there. Forza Horizon 3's highway was actually pretty good. I'm not going to criticize on that one because it was just straight along the whole map. But the implementation of two highways in Horizon 2 was so good. One at the top of the highway and a longer one at the bottom and / middle. This would make everything so much better, and not using the same bland highway over and over again like in Forza Horizon 4. And it's not even straight, it has a bunch of turns. The airport in Horizon 4 is so short. The airport runways in both Horizon 2 and 3 are the same length at 1.2 miles, which is about roughly 1.9 kilometers. But when it comes to Horizon 4's runway, it's about half the size of the previous games, according to the subreddit comment. And I believe that. That makes it roughly 0.6 miles or 0.9 kilometers long. These cars reach 400 kilometers at the top at the speed trap in Forza Horizon 3, and I barely reached 300 kilometers of average on most cars in Forza Horizon 4's runway. For the next Horizon game, I would like to see at least 2.4 kilometers long or 1.4 miles, long enough to even max out on a majority of cars above 400 kilometers. I would expect the map size to be a lot bigger than the current map size in Forza Horizon 4. We gotta remember something, most likely placed on the next gen consoles of Xbox. and allowing the developers to increase the map size by a substantial amount. The current size is approximately 52 square miles, and an increase of 48 more square miles for a whopping 100 square miles, or 259 square kilometers, would be more than enough for an amazing, never-ending free roam adventure. This is about double the size of it currently. And then again, this is nothing near the Crew 2's map, which is based off the whole US, making it 1900 square miles, or 4920 square kilometers. Is it just me, or does the Horizon Festival not feel like what it used to be like in Horizon 2? It felt like Coachella mixed with Gumball 3000, and that was so sick. But we need this feeling back in the next Horizon game. In Horizon 3, players were able to unlock 4 or 3 Horizon Festivals throughout the whole map. Players should be able to park their car somewhere and walk around the festival site, making it feel like a celebration and party. Now on to the second last point, which is other points. And the first one would be better compatibility with OBS. Whether you're a streamer or a YouTuber with a single PC setup, if you're trying to record Forza Horizon 4 with OBS, you would need to cap your FPS to 60 or below. For me, I've been having multiple problems with recording at 60 FPS, so I had to go down at 38 or 43. That's why you may notice in the bottom left corner you see my FPS counter caps all the way down there. And I don't know if this is an OBS issue or Forza Horizon issue, but this is something that needs to be fixed because it's really annoying, and I'm probably not the only one who finds this issue. By this, I mean I live in Canada and we use the metric system, but not everyone uses kilowatts. In fact, I feel a majority of people use horsepower. Not only is it power, but torque and newton meters and weight is in kilograms. I wish there's an option in the future to change this in settings for the power to be changed from kilowatts to horsepower, torque to be foot-pounds, and weight to be pounds. Last thing I want to do is pull out a calculator and divide the kilowatts by 0.746 every single time I want to figure out the horsepower. Now I'm going to move on to things I want to see in the next Forza Horizon game from the current games. So the first one will be monthly release cards for free, and I love that. It's a great implementation from Forza Horizon 3 to Forza Horizon 4, and I feel like I want to see that in the next game. That'd be cool. And that also means live service updates every month. So not only the cars are getting implemented into the game every month, but other features like game modes, stories, all that kinds of stuff. The body kits and wide bodies. Now, this is actually quite a good thing. I did make a point earlier that I want to see a little bit more of body kits and wide bodies, but the way it is right now is perfect, and I like to see that continue. And the last thing would be something unique about the game, such as season in Forza Horizon 4. Something that will actually make that game stand out to any other Forza Horizon game. I don't know what to name for the next game, but something unique, you know? Something that will stand out for Forza Horizon 5. That's basically it for this video. My next video for my wish list I'll do for Forza Horizon 5 will be the cars wanted. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a like, subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys in next week's video. Peace.